Happy Tuesday, everyone. We have Zen Flip with us, who is
Namaste.
trying. Was that Namaste right here?
Namaste, my ass in this chair.
How are we doing today?
I'm good, man. Felt like I got a lot of sleep. I talked about this before, but my wife got a new. She put like an extra layer of like foam comforter thing on our bed, and it's so comfy that it's a chore to move. So like once I'm positioned and comfortable, it's just like I don't want to move. I just want to lay there.
The better part is that you talked about that in the future. They've
Yes,
not seen that video yet. That's going to be next Tuesday.
So comfy. But I was doing it again today. I was laying there and I was like, I gotta get up and go record a podcast, but I don't want to move. So
2 days in a row.
I think next week I'm just gonna bring the stand with me and just have it on my head so I can just lay in bed and just record a podcast.
Smart.
Sardis.
Sardis just watched a Friedkin doc on Prime. Need a couple more films now. He's got one coming out that was a made-for-TV film coming out through Kino that never had a release before. So that's exciting.
Friedkin's great.
Yeah. Jeff, hello. Dustin, what's going on?
You could say he's Friedkin great.
John's here. Stendhal, what's going on? Glad you're here. We wanted to warn everybody, next Tuesday is not going to be live. We've already recorded it, and it'll be playing as if it's live. But
I'm sorry ahead of time for some jokes.
I'm traveling on Tuesday. I'm going to be flying into California, so I'm either going to be asleep or that may be well, plans may have changed, but that may be the night that I go see the Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford and 35 millimeter.
TAJJ.
I forgot.
It's such a weird. Whenever I see someone post it, I'm like, I know what that is, but that's just ridiculous.
It's such a long abbreviation. What's going on, Eric?
I want to talk about something tonight. I noticed that martial arts fandom is getting like really gatekeepy. Like really, it's annoying. Martial Arts Film Freak put out a video that was kind of fun. It's called Kill Bill Sucks, kind of. And yeah, I know, which is actually very on topic. I love that shirt, by the way. Where'd you get that?
I think this is Rucking Fountain, if I remember right.
But in the Hong Kong Cinema Appreciation Facebook group, people were like, it's not even a martial arts movie. Kill Bill sucks. Quentin Tarantino sucks. And it's like, Kill Bill is absolutely a martial arts movie.
There are scenes lifted out of martial arts films.
That's one of my arguments is how could something borrow so heavily from so many martial arts movies and not be a martial arts movie? That's like, are we going to call Hell or High Water not a Western just because there's no cowboys or horses in that movie? Like, it's just, yeah, I mean, Sindal says gatekeepers should go after themselves. That's basically what I said. I said, if you are so triggered that someone's top 3 favorite movies is Kill Bill, then you're a loser, is what I wrote.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. But it felt like for a while there, martial arts films were like the most happy place to be a part of. And then now I'm starting to see, and it's always older fans.
And okay. I was going to say not to be a hipster about it, but they got all popular all of a sudden, and
they did get all
big
popular
resurgence.
But if someone came to me and said, "Hey, Kill Bill's my favorite movie or my favorite martial arts movie," I'd be like, "Yeah, I mean that's a gateway to so many people, to so many other good movies." And this Quentin Tarantino hate did not start until he said those comments about Bruce Lee, and then the hive mind switched, and they were like, "Oh, Quentin Tarantino sucks."
Was there new comments? Because I didn't hear about this.
No,
or was this just back in the making of Once Upon a Time?
No, when he went on Rogan's podcast, he said that Jet Li was an asshole. He said Jet Li was, I mean, basically just that like he was like a mean dude and kind of a pussy, and it's like, okay, and that he's not that great of an actor. He said Bruce Lee is a better actor, and honestly, I don't want to have my martial arts fan card, revoked. Right. But I think Bruceploitation movies are way more fun than Bruce Lee movies, like 1,000 times. Yeah, his comments, I completely agree, John. His comments were dumb, but let's not act like he's not a good director just because of his opinions. And let's not act like Kill Bill is not a good movie. It's like, come on.
And not a martial arts movie.
It's 100% a martial arts movie.
I did not watch it because I try not to do anything associated with Joe Rogan. I may have to look that up though. I mean,
the rest of the interview is really good, and it's actually really fucking funny. Quentin like schools Rogan on comedy history, which was hilarious to see. I guess Quentin was like a huge fan of comedy. And so Rogan was like referencing stuff, and he was like, yeah, but like I was a fan before you. Like just like straight up says that to Rogan. I was like, oh, all right, man. Fu says Kill Bill is a 5-star movie. It's better directed than 90% of martial arts movies. 100% agree with you, man.
Yeah.
The Best Buy video racks were packed with kung fu DVDs in the 2003s, thanks to Kill Bill. Yeah, I mean it's a gateway. It's totally a gateway to a whole new generation. That's true, John. That's true. But I mean, no Beatles, no rock and roll. I mean, like, you know,
it doesn't make them better than everything else that came.
Yeah,
after.
yeah, exactly. I mean, just because something.
I mean, they deserve respect for their place, but that doesn't mean that they're never going to be surpassed.
Like Chicago pizza was technically the first pizza in the United States. Chicago pizza is awful. It's terrible. It's the worst pizza in the fucking country. Just because it was the first doesn't mean it's the best.
I love that you say that as somebody in Illinois. That just helps so much.
Chicago pizza is so bad and disgusting. East Coast pizza is great. West Coast pizza is great. But everyone from Chicago, they're like they're brainwashed. They're like
I've never had deep dish pizza.
It's terrible.
Well, not real deep dish pizza.
It's terrible. I mean, this is a true story. This is gross, but it's a true story. I ate at Giordano's in Chicago, and on the way out of town, I'm about to shit my pants. I'm in the car, and there's a Ritz hotel, nice ass hotel. So I pull in. The valet's like, "Do you want me to take a car?" I'm like, "I just gotta use the restroom." I'm the only person in this room not in a suit. Everyone's dressed in a suit, and I can't. There's no bathroom. I can't find a bathroom. So I just pick a hallway and I go down it. And I'm traveling around this hallway, and I'm like, if there's not a bathroom, I'm just gonna shit in this plant. And I get to the end of the hallway. There is a bathroom with a concierge there. And as I run in, don't even shut the stall door. I pull down my pants, and I'm not kidding. I blow shit all over the wall. Horrific. And I go, hey, dude, do you have to clean this? And he was like, I don't got to. He's like, I don't care. And then after I was done, he went in there and went, good God. I'll never forget. He goes, good God. What did you eat? And I said, Chicago pizza. So that's the last time. And don't even start with this Detroit style pizza bullshit. You know what? The fucking rectangle.
It's
rectangle.
Kind of good, and it's crispy.
No, here's the thing: is that's how pizza in Sicily. That's street pizza. That's how pizza in Sicily on the street is. It's not Detroit style. Detroit. You know what's Detroit style? Extreme poverty, but it's not their pizza.
Good God.
Maybe Chicago pizza has something to do with all the shootings. Everyone's pissed because of bad pizza. I mean, that's a great 2 weeks for that big tough Chicago pizza, dude. My pizza smokes any Chicago pizza. And here's the thing: is that when we get customers that are from Chicago, they are the most obnoxious individuals I've ever met in my life. They're like, oh, I'm from Chicago. How's your beef? I'm from Chicago. How's your pizza? And then the moment they taste the food, they shut the fuck up and they love it. And they're like, whoa, that was the best pizza I've ever had in my life. But yeah, Chicago pizza is just, it's just stew. It's a stew. It's a bread bowl from Panera for Italians.
It looks like a casserole. The pictures
Yes. And then also, like, when you have a pizza like that, because it's hard to cook a thick crust. Oh, thank you. It's really good. I'm not gonna lie. It's really good.
Why would you lie if it's good?
We won Restaurant of the Year in 2019. It was 2020, the very beginning of the year, and we were gonna celebrate, and then the pandemic hit. So we can never have anything nice. But when you have a pizza, it's really hard to cook a thick crust, just a normal thick crust, right? And we use fresh ingredients. We use fresh sausage. We use fresh veggies. So when we make a thick crust, we warn people, hey, tougher on the outside, doughier in the middle. I mean, I don't like pineapple on my pizza, but that's not I used to hate pineapple on my pizza until somebody made me make a pizza with an entire jar of dill pickles.
I remember that story.
And I'm like, you know what, dude, pineapple's fine. That's fine. The pickles is not good. But
I like pineapple on pizza when it's really spicy pizza. It really helps.
yeah, I mean, yeah. Like I don't necessarily like pineapple, but like if we fuck up a pizza, we eat the fuck ups that we mess up. We're like, oh well, that's our dinner, everybody. And I remember one time someone had spicy chicken, jalapeno, green olive, and pineapple, and it was like this bitter, sweet, spicy combination that was really good. Any pizza with Beyond Meat? No. We already do enough for people who shouldn't be eating outside of their own home that we're not going to be getting into that. Fresh basil, 100% fresh basil. You always got to use fresh basil. Use fresh ingredients as much as you can. There are things that obviously, trying to think of, actually, you know what? No, we literally use all our pizza ingredients are fresh. I'm trying to think of like shrimp, but
so movies, huh?
But what I was saying is the reason why Chicago pizza is so bad is because it's so processed, because you have to use processed shit for that to cook properly, because you're getting sausage, like most of it's sausage, right? It's literally, because you have friends in the business. I've been in the back of a Chicago style pizza place and watched them make it. And it's literally dough and then a pre-cooked sausage patty and then sauce. It's not good, man. It's not good.
So, you want to talk about some recent watches? Do you have any others that you didn't cover for next week's video?
I rewatched Bastard Swordsman 1 and 2 because Food for Thought and I did a podcast on it today. And really fun movies. Really, really good movies.
Make sure you guys subscribe to that, to Talking Swords.
Yep, Talking Swords. I'm trying to think of, did I watch anything? Oh, I watched Gone Girl for tonight's discussion.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I think it's my favorite Fincher.
God damn, really?
Yeah, I don't know. Fincher's one of those directors, minus Alien 3, that anytime I watch something from him, I'm like, that's the best one. And then I watch something else, weeks later, and I'm like, welcome to Pizza Cast. You know that there's a monthly pizza magazine that we get? It's all like insider shit. There's a pizza convention in Vegas every year.
That sounds fun.
But I'm going to get some water. You talk about what you watched, because that's all I watched.
I'll wait for you, because this is a good 1-2 punch, and you got to be a part of it. So first of all, again, for anybody that wasn't here at the very beginning, next Tuesday will not be live. I will be in California that night, either super jet lagged or at a movie theater. So we already recorded a conversation for next Tuesday. It's a good one. Make sure you come back in. I'm going to try to participate in the chat still, but just because of the time difference and all that, did not want to commit to it if I couldn't. So we're pre-recording that yesterday, and it's going to be good. Other stuff coming up. We've got some really cool ideas that we are working on for sure, and some good themes. I have been a big fan of these conversations lately, and also one reminder that we don't really ever talk about enough on this show. Don't forget, Discovering Cinema is available as a podcast. So if you want to be able to listen to this later or can't get to an episode live, you can subscribe and listen to it on the go. However, it is time to talk about my two watches. I watched maybe the two most juxtaposing films over the last weekend. And the first one, I want to talk about how freaking amazing Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers is.
Okay.
Super shocking. Like, this movie, this is the movie that Space Jam 2 wanted to be, but also good. So it has all of the nostalgia hits. It has tons of IP. Like, there's a Beavis and Butthead reference in it. Amazing. It is fantastic. Like, great story interwoven. It is basically it's an updated Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It is shockingly great.
When did this come out?
Friday on Disney Plus.
Is it new?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the old one.
No, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, voiced by Andy Samberg and John Mulaney.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
Amazing. It is so well made. Sardis, we all sat down because I don't think it went to theaters. If it did, whoops. I I don't think it did, but yeah, it's on Disney Plus. We all may I let them stay up and everything. Stayed up like an hour and a half past their bedtime because I was literally so excited to watch this movie.
Did they like it?
Everybody loved it. It was
good.
so well made, and yeah, I wasn't going to spoil it, but legitimately, Ugly Sonic is maybe the best character of the entire film.
Is he like
They
a
took
pivotal
they
character?
they took the original Sonic that was going to be in the Sonic movie and put him in this new movie, and he is great. Like, he affects the climax of the movie.
That's awesome.
Fantastic. Genuinely great movie. And then second thing I watched to pair with Chippendale Rescue Rangers, I watched the movie Teeth.
Vagina Picada.
Yeah, have you seen Teeth?
Oh yeah, it's a classic. My copy of Teeth, I let a friend borrow it my sophomore year, and then it's still now getting passed around. Like, I hear people being like, people message me like once every couple of years, be like, "Hey, I have your copy of Teeth."
So I'm trying to be like Flip and show that I watched a bootleg, because Teeth is still
Blu-ray
not,
of that?
there is no Blu-ray of Teeth.
Whoa.
My wife, this is gonna be a weird story. My wife and I were supposed to watch Teeth on our honeymoon in a bar in San Francisco.
What?
And we were young and intimidated when we went driving by this bar. It looked like kind of scary. And we're like, so maybe let's just not go there. We went and played indoor mini golf instead. So Teeth. This is my first time ever seeing this movie, and it released now, like, what is it, 15, 16 years ago? I think it's a 2000.
It was when I was in high school.
This is copyright 2008, but I feel like it was 2007.
I feel like it's earlier than that, yeah.
So,
well, that would make sense because I had it my sophomore year, and I graduated in 2010. So 2008 would make sense.
Got it. So, to me, like, it kind of sucked. It is when you have an exploitative premise like that and you don't show anything, like, there's not even a nipple in this movie until like the 75-minute mark. It is crazy how deep in this movie it goes before there's any sort of look at this. Like, there's a really bloody chopped off penis, but that's it. Yes.
Courtney said that's your first time watching Teeth.
She's shocked. That's my sister, by the way. So she's shocked that I haven't seen it.
That's your sister?
Yeah, that's my sister.
I'm sorry, Courtney.
Teeth, man, the premise, like, this is, to me, is the perfect movie to remake right now. You have all kinds of people that could do this better. Like, could you imagine a 2022 Jenna Ortega playing the main character from Teeth?
Margot Robbie.
That would never happen. And the fact that they could do it so much better now, and actually, you know, with movies like X that just came out and everything that's in that movie,
you can imagine Ty West doing Teeth.
I will say I did love the premise of Teeth, and for those that don't know, I will go into a little bit. It is 100% making fun of purity culture around religion, and wearing a purity ring, and feeling forced into the situation and dealing with your blossoming body. And this person is raised in that situation and has never, like, inspected herself because of all the shame that comes with it. But it is a vagina that has teeth in it, but you never see the teeth. You never see the vagina. You never see anything there. I mean, there's a shockingly low amount of blood for what happens in this movie.
Yeah, I have to say, I don't know who Jenna Ortega is.
I will bring up a shot, and you will probably remember her. She
now that abortion is getting banned, we should just show this movie to everybody. This should be taught in junior high. If I saw this in sixth grade, I'd be like, I'm never having sex.
Yes, and that's kind of the point of the movie. They were talking about, you know, that culture that talks like that. Jenna Ortega was in the new Scream and X.
I don't know who she is, but she looks like she does heroin, and I like her. She looks like a friend I know. I have an old friend that looks just like her who's addicted to heroin. She looks cool. She got. Was she?
She did Disney Channel stuff.
Oh, now she's doing horror movie stuff.
Very horny horror movies.
Your sister says, "God, Ryan, your sister is watching. Stop mentioning vaginas."
No, I was about to go very vulgar. I'm glad I held back right there.
Do it, dude.
But Jeff wants me to say blossoming body again, so you're welcome, Jeff.
You know, when my blossoming body,
Sardis.
what do I say? And the new teeth, they could have her have grills, and for her teeth. That's awesome, dude. How it do, baby? It's the Iceman Paul Wall. I got my vagina looking like a crystal ball.
Amazing.
That's such an awesome comment, Sardis. That's like we're still stuck in 2003. That's such a good comment. I love that.
That'd be like if the Creepers truck in Jeepers Creepers had rims or spinners.
Jesus Christ. Jeepers Creepers.
I had to bring it up.
That movie.
It's not a great day to talk about Jeepers Creepers, considering Texas is not doing too well at the moment.
What happened in Texas?
I guess word doesn't travel too fast. There was a pretty crazy mass shooting today.
A mass shooting in America? Wow, dude, that's nuts.
In Texas?
In Texas? They have their freedoms over there.
I thought they controlled their guns a lot, but I guess not. Anyways,
weed's banned. They're so free over there. You want to talk about pickups?
You can talk about pickups. I don't have any.
Okay. 18 kids died.
And 3 adults.
You know, every time a mass shooting happens in this country and we don't do anything about it, it's that Michael Jordan meme. Fuck them kids.
I don't get it. And, I mean, not to, minimize some of the other ones, but 18 kids and 3 adults is a lot of victims.
How much was Parkland? I thought Parkland was like more than that.
I think Parkland was 15 kids.
Well, step it up, the rest of America. Is this the new record?
Oh God, no! Vegas or
no. I'm just talking about schools.
Oh, for schools. I mean,
how much was Sandy Hook?
That's what I was about to ask. I feel like Sandy Hook might have been 20 plus. It's embarrassing that we have to have this conversation.
20 plus. Also, I mean, I don't want to talk about. I did know about this. I was somewhat joking.
I kind of figured it was sarcastic.
But the headline I saw was, record-breaking elementary school shooting, and my mind went, "Oh, we have fucking categories? Like we have categories for these school shootings now."
Jesus.
Yeah. So, but let's talk about something that's not about shooting people. It's something that's happy. That's.
I was about to say, if you hold up like a John Woo film now or something.
Oh my God, how funny it'd be if I was just like, what's that movie, Turbine Massacre or whatever? That
Duck the Carbine Massacre.
Duck the Carbine Massacre. No, you guys know. Shaolin Kung Fu. Or as the Germans call it, Voltstrecke der Gigandig. So that's.
You sound like the Swedish chef.
This is a low-budget Taiwan kung fu movie that they restored, very much like Golden Mask up here. Art by Kung Fu Bob. When I heard Kung Fu Bob did the artwork, I had to.
Well, you heard Cum Bob?
When I heard Kung Bob, I did say that, didn't I? I say that? Oh God, dude!
Wow.
We're talking about kung fu and children dying there.
Cum Bob and most on Sandy Hook.
So, do you want to hear the plot for this movie?
Not in German.
So word unser held dringend China. Let it. Just the word China. Perfect. But yeah, this is from the Vengeance Pack. They do incredible work. Kung Fu Bob. That's great. I'm going to have to message him on Facebook about that. This is the first one of theirs that comes with a little mini double-sided poster.
That is a very mini poster.
It's very tiny. I wish this came with Golden Mask. I love the Golden Mask artwork. And again, nice booklet, nice behind the scenes photos and stuff. And yeah, this is a fun little low budget Taiwanese kung fu movie.
Jesse says it's getting harder for Flip to find films to buy, which is why you had to go to Germany to find those.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, well, no one's releasing those over here yet. I'm sure
that'll happen.
Then I got the '88 release of Look at this artwork, dude. Look at this.
That is such a good looking cover.
Look at the nipples, but it's such an incredible cover. Every time I say, "Oh, this is my new Kung Fu Bob. This is my new favorite Kung Fu Bob artwork," he ups it in the next release. And
I will say, with Kung Fu Bob, he has the ability to have a very busy piece of art not appear busy, because that could look awful with everything in that picture.
oh yeah, 100%. But it's great. This movie's fantastic. It's a slasher film mixed with kung fu, directed by Sun Chung, who I've been talking about a lot lately.
Did you mention the title? I don't know that you did. I know it's Human Lanterns.
Human Lanterns.
Yeah.
Human Lanterns. And then I have the original artwork reversed here.
Oh, dang. I don't think I've seen that art. That's good, too.
This is the original poster.
Wow, that's really good.
It's really good. Very slasher-esque.
I want that poster on my wall.
Well, get this release. There's a double-sided poster in there. This is a good release. It's got a nice booklet, which has sketches from Bob in there, which is always nice. Like when they have, I think Flag of Iron had extra sketches of from Bob. I opened the Black Mask Force edition, and it was in one piece with no loose discs. Good job.
There were some people that were getting some
that was me.
errors. Was it just you? Because I'd heard at least one more. I think it was on Reddit, saying that they'd had a one that was falling apart, basically, too.
I didn't say that on Reddit, but mine was falling apart.
Yep.
This does not have a commentary by Arnie Venom, Mike Leader, or Frank Jang. It's got a commentary from Kenneth Borson and Phil Gillian of the Podcast on Fire Network. A lot of there's 3 archival footage interviews from the Frederick Ambrosine archives. Really, really great release, though. Highly recommend it. What would happen if Flip discovers that a Chicago restaurant were selling kung fu films over the counter? I'd rob them. And then I want to talk about this because I have very mixed emotions on this release. One, great artwork, incredible artwork. Same commentary as Frank's commentary for the Eureka release from 2020.
Didn't you talk about this last night?
Briefly.
Okay.
But I want to talk about it a little bit more. I have talked to somebody who has done work with Arrow, and in his department, they're very hands-on and anal about what the outcome of that thing is. But they are not QCing any of the books. They aren't QCing the commentaries, which, I mean, this is Frank's commentary, so it's fine. But on the Shaw scope, multiple, the main one being the 5 Deadly Venoms, but there are other ones that weren't as good. Again, Simon Abrams writes literally the Wikipedia page for Jimmy Wang Yu, like verbatim almost. And then the other guy just makes errors left and right in his booklet, in his little essay. But other than that, 41-minute interview with Jimmy Wang Yu, 100% worth it for that alone. So that's.
You've been falling in love with the Screen Drafts podcast that we emulated just last week.
Yes.
And I will warn you, one of their recent episodes, like 6 weeks ago, a guest that they brought on to be a commissioner on there brought on Simon Abrams as the other commissioner.
I saw that. I didn't listen to that episode.
Yep. It is they did an episode on Penelope Spheeris, and yeah.
Did you like it?
I mean, it was okay. I did not agree with a few of the picks, but
I just, man, dude, the more I said this last night, but I'll say it here live. I think Simon Abrams bought Twitter followers. Like Fu, anybody in the chat, go to his followers and just scroll, and there's like dozens of random empty bot accounts. It's very weird. And his Twitter engagement's very low. I sound like a stalker, but I absolutely fucking hate the guy.
You want to get into our theme for tonight?
I want to get into your thing tonight. Hope there's no teeth.
I think distance might be a problem. Anyways, that was a weird twist. And speaking of twists, Haha. Our theme for tonight is movies that we like with really good twists. And I'm curious. I mentioned in the description of this video that we were going to try not to spoil movies, but then I realized, I mean, if we were talking about like The Sixth Sense, you can't talk about The Sixth Sense without spoiling it. So some of these are probably going to have spoilers.
What's the spoiler for Sixth Sense?
That Haley Joel Osment was a pedophile.
What? Oh my god! Wow. M. Night Shyamalan really bringing it.
So first off, we kind of decided when we were going to talk about this that we were not going to do any M. Night Shyamalan films because it's too obvious. Like, first of all, you know what's really funny is most of his movies do not have like major twists. They have a couple reveals, but that's not really the same thing as a twist. And
I mean, that twist for Avatar that he got all those people in the theaters to watch it.
I've still never seen Avatar.
Don't.
There's a few of his I still haven't seen, and I don't know why. But also, a few,
happening?
yeah, I saw that happening in theaters, and I was happy I did. I don't hate that movie.
What? No. Yeah. Did you beat up that Vietnamese man? What? No.
You got to do the eyes with it where he's looking in like 9 different directions. Yeah, so Shyamalan is going to be out, not really considered as part of this list, just out of the respect to the man. I will say personally, I love M. Night Shyamalan. I think he is a true auteur, and I think that might be one of the problems with his filmography, because he has a very unique dialogue style. And if you're not into that dialogue style, the movie kind of gets ruined for you, no matter what movie it is. And pretty much everything is done falls into that same trap. So, I mean, there's a couple like mainstream type films that he did more for studios, but other than those, like his dialogue is very specific.
Stendhal says he was mad at the reveal at the end of The Village. I actually thought that was cool.
I personally think The Village is like one of his top 5.
I agree with that statement. I saw that in theaters with my parents.
Unbreakable might still be the GOAT for me, but Signs is up there too.
I did not like Old just because of like the weird thing that the daughter was a little girl and then they're like sexualizing her when she got older. It was weird, but she's still mentally a little girl. Just a fucking weird movie. I did not like Glass.
I thought Glass was good until the third act. And I think primarily I liked Glass because of how much I liked Split. And James McAvoy is incredible in both of them.
How do you feel about Stuart Little?
I mean, he didn't direct it. He only wrote it. Glass was ass.
Can't spell glass without ass. Do you want to do number 5 first?
Yes. Before I get to that, and I apologize if either of these are your picks. One of them might be. I don't think either one will be. But I wanted to say I didn't want to have any recency bias, so I left off 2 that I think genuinely have great twists. And I'm not going to spoil these 2 because they are so recent. I will say Last Night in Soho. Amazing film from Edgar Wright with a really great twist, and the way that they pay it off at the end is fantastic. The other big one, Knives Out. There is an obvious storyline going through there, and then as they have like a little reveal, then there is a twist on the reveal, and that twist is great. And they even took that to such a length that their Steelbook release at Best Buy had the twist built into the physical media release, and it's great.
Can you just tell us what that is?
The Steelbook for Knives Out had one of those plastic sleeves like the Lionsgate Steelbooks, and if you look at the front, it was basically clear, but if you looked at the back, it's the knives all pointing in this big circle, and if you flipped it around, they had the cast of characters on the front, and the one that all of the knives was pointing at, that was the one that was trying to kill the grandfather.
Wow.
It points out the killer.
That's a cool twist.
Yeah.
What a twist.
So my number 5 is one of my favorite movies growing up. I think I feel like I just watched this at home. I don't remember the first time I watched this, but I've probably watched this a lot over the years, like 20 plus times. I love John Cusack in Identity. Identity is a film about it's like 8 characters that get stranded at a middle of nowhere motel during a storm, and they're all trying to figure out what's going on, and they start dropping like it's a slasher film. And while you're seeing the updates on this, there is cuts to a like deposition scene in like a room where they're trying to get information from somebody, and they start mentioning certain things. And as it goes up to the very end, more and more information comes out, and the twist in the entire movie is that it is a little boy that is doing all of this, and all of the things at the motel was all a part of his imagination, basically. And it's a guy that should be in a mental hospital. Identity is great. It is shot perfectly. It is acted wonderfully. It is one of those early 2000s thrillers that flies under the radar with things like the Mothman Prophecies, The Others, another really good twist film that I won't
That's
be
on
talking
my
about.
list.
Huh?
Well, that's on my list. We can just talk about that one now.
Okay.
The Others, best Nicole Kidman film.
Absolutely. It is such a great movie.
It's so good. I remember watching it with my mom for the first time, and the scene in the closet where they open the door and the old lady's there still freaks me out. But then the twist, spoiler guys, for 20-plus-year-old movie, is that Nicole Kidman and her family are dead.
They are the
ones
ghost.
dead. They are the ghost. Such a good movie. Shot beautifully. Just fucking awesome.
I've been dying to see Triangle, and I literally just recently got the Blu-ray from the UK, so I will be watching that one.
What's
soon.
that?
It is a marine, not Marine Corps, like marine, like ocean movie. I think it's. I've tried to go really blind, so I'm not going to be able to explain it, but it's something having to do with boats. Yeah, so Identity is great. The Others, really good. Hilarious that we picked those films either came out in the same year or right after each other. Yeah, very close. Very similar style, too. My number 4, then, is a movie that came out just a few years later, and one that we are about to get a legacy sequel for, which I am not excited about at all. I really wish they would have left this. And I'm not usually one to, shit on the sequels for anything like that. But in the moment, I loved Orphan.
We're getting a sequel to that?
We are getting a sequel for Orphan, or at least during the pandemic, they were talking about that they were going to. I believe it's still coming. So Orphan is a movie about a family adopting a young, like 8 or 9-year-old girl. 8 or 9-year-old. Yeah, I said that right. And things start happening. They're social workers played by Cheech Pounder from The Shield. It comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And they go through this whole thing, and then the ending is the house is on fire. And as they're walking out, you reveal that the daughter they adopted is actually 33 years old, and she is just incredibly short. And
did that really happen in real life?
I have no idea.
No, for real. That actually happened. Well, not the fire, but there's a family in America who adopted a 40-year-old Russian woman who posed as a 12-year-old or something.
Could be.
She tried to kill the wife.
Could be. But yeah, the way they did that, if you saw that in the first couple of weeks of it coming to the theaters, there was no way you ever saw that twist coming. There was nothing to indicate that was going to happen. It was played like The Good Son with Macaulay Culkin and Elijah Wood from the 90s. It was played like Mikey, where basically like an evil kid film, and totally took everybody by surprise. The ending of that movie is so good.
I need to see that, but that really happened in real life. My number 4 is Fight Club. I know that's a generic answer, but I love that movie. Adore that movie. That movie's great. That twist, you don't see it coming. No marketing material really led you to believe that that's what that twist was.
Right.
Great film, perfectly acted, and the ending with the Pixies playing and the skyscrapers falling down. Classic.
It's great.
Fucking awesome movie. Is that Fincher?
It is.
I mean, he doesn't have a couple spots on my list.
The Game from him is also a really good twist movie too.
Is that with Michael Douglas?
Yep.
He got cancer from eating pussy, right?
Was that him? Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Fucking awesome way to get cancer.
My number 3, which I feel like we're blowing through this list. My number 3 is one that's probably going to make my sister very happy since she happens to be here right now. I love the movie Crazy Stupid Love.
Wait, what's the twist in that?
There is a twist because there are 3 different stories and they all merge in one moment, and there's nothing to indicate that they're related stories at all. And so the twist is that all 3 of the stories that you've been hearing clash at the same lunch party. And as you're watching, you have Ryan Gosling and Steve Carell and, oh gosh, it's been a while, whoever the third one is. Yeah, they come in and they basically almost start fist fighting because of the things that they are assuming about the other person because of what we've been told, even though you know all of the actual stories. It is such a great reveal. It's a really, really great romantic comedy. Genuinely one of the best modern romantic comedies.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
Yeah,
Love?
it's one. Yeah, Crazy Stupid Love with Ryan Gosling and Steve Carell and Julianne Moore and Emma Stone. It's a great cast and genuinely very well written. It is, yeah, it's one of the best of the last 20 years.
So, not to make you feel weird, but when you were like, "Hey, I'm picking a movie, and my sister's here, she's gonna love it," I thought you were gonna say Flowers in the Attic.
Wow.
That's a good movie. My number 3, or man, were we at number 3?
Yep.
Memento.
I'm cold.
Treat me like I'm some basic bitch.
Remember, I'm cold on Memento. We did the Nolan episode.
True.
I don't love Memento.
That's true, but the first time you see that movie, it is like, oh, holy shit.
And very frustrating to watch.
Yes. But yeah, I love Memento. Isn't that Nolan's first movie?
Well, technically he did Following.
First real movie?
I mean, Following is a Criterion release. It's a full-length film.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, it's the first Nolan movie in my eyes.
It's his first big movie for sure. And it's his first studio film.
That's what it is. Okay. But yeah, that's a great movie.
Do you want to spoil it for everybody that has seen it or hasn't seen it, or explain why it's such a good twist?
No.
Guy Pearce, really good in that movie.
Is that Guy Pearce? For some reason, I always think that's I always think that's Christian Bale in my mind for some reason.
No. I could see thinking that. Oh man, that thinking of Guy Pearce in that movie makes me think of The Machinist. And God, Christian Bale looked ridiculous in that movie.
Did you see him in the trailer for the new Thor movie?
Yeah, dude. I didn't even know he was in it.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Dude, Taika Waititi is Disney's savior. That dude injected so much. Him and James Gunn.
James Gunn, yeah.
Or just inject so much life into superhero movies.
You know, not to really abruptly change the subject, we've never talked about Fellini. Do you like Fellini at all? I don't think I've ever heard you talk about Fellini.
I mean, by default, I have to like Fellini. He's one of the most talented wops to have ever been born.
Right.
But yeah, I do like him. I mean, you can't argue that he's like technically one of the best directors ever.
Right.
But I'm not too into Italian art films.
Unless they're Westerns.
I said art films.
I mean, they're all art.
Okay.
It's not art house, I get it. I'm just being
not like art house, like I don't know, just the people who love those movies have ruined it for me.
I get that.
Like people who drink who drink like this. They have like the
There's 19 other ways you could have said that, but because you chose that, I appreciate that.
I promise Ryan I'd be a good boy.
My number 2 pick for tonight, there's actually sort of a subliminal hint that I was maybe going to be choosing. Oops, I always get it mixed up. So this, where is it? That Blade right there. I think Saw is literally one of the most.
That was one of my
twist
honorable
films.
mentions.
It's one of the best twist films of all time.
Brilliant.
Like, unless you didn't see that movie in the first few weeks and you heard everybody talking about it, there's no possible way you would have guessed that John Kramer was just knocked out on the ground. That was never going to come up. You never would have thought he was in there with them. That movie, the first one especially, the series gave birth to this torture porn idea, but I love every single Saw film, but that first one is so different. It is very tame compared to the others. Obviously, there's still like some painful parts, but it's really not as bad compared to the rest. It sets the tone, it sets everything up. It really gives a good foundation for a long running story. Obviously, very long at this point, but the first Saw movie it's genuinely one of the best twists of all time.
Hell yeah. I agree. My number 2, Gone Girl. Love it. Might be my
So
favorite
much
Fincher
Fincher.
film. I love Fincher, man. Fincher's great.
He really
Fincher
is.
can't miss except for the fucking
Mank.
shitty. Yeah, but that's probably just the Netflix curse. Yeah, it's probably just Netflix curse. But yeah, he Gone Girl. I saw it in theaters. Was just blown away. Deceptively, it has one of the most bloody scenes in it, and you don't see it coming. It's fucking brutal.
I have not seen Gone Girl since theaters. I need to rewatch it like you just did.
Good. And then Ben Affleck was also in another movie with a twist, Gone Baby Gone.
That's a good twist movie.
Just back to back, Ben Affleck just put out bangers. That was the year. I mean, that was the
With
generation of the Affleck.
titles that start with the word "gone."
Yeah, yeah. I actually like Ben Affleck quite a bit. Do you like Ben Affleck?
I do. I even like him in things that a lot of people hate, like that movie, The Accountant, about saying that he has autism and he ends up sniping people.
It's John Wick if he was autistic.
Yeah, I actually thought that it was a very well made movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie. What's your number 1?
Giant gun in that movie too.
Well, wait. Let's talk about Gone Girl for a second. For those who don't know, it's about a marriage that's kind of falling apart, and the wife disappears, and the only suspect is obviously the husband. And there's a lot of stuff that's set up to make it look like he did it. And then the twist is that the wife had set everything up. Brutal, and that ending's so creepy too.
Whole thing was planned out.
Yep. He was directed and was in Gone Baby Gone.
Casey Affleck was in Gone Baby Gone. Ben Affleck is not in the cast.
Did you direct it?
He wrote and directed it.
Okay, that's why.
Yeah. You said Gone Baby Gone, and I was thinking of The Town.
I love The Town.
The Town is so perfect.
That's the best heist movie since Heat.
You know, we're talking about how much we like Ben Affleck. I have never really understood all the love and adoration for Argo. It's well made. I don't think it's top tier even.
I saw that in theaters too. That was a good movie. What's your number 1?
First, I want to point out John. Soylent Green, High Tension, and Planet of the Apes, really good choices. I love High Tension.
What's the twist for Planet of the it's in America.
Yeah. So my number 1, which I know you're number 1, and you would probably argue against me saying this because of your number 1, but I think my number 1 is literally the greatest twist film of all time, and I'm going to give that to The Prestige from Christopher Nolan. I think that everything that happens in this movie sets it up perfectly and is one of the most rewarding rewatch films ever made. The fact that you can discover all of the metaphors and like the birds, the girlfriends, the different hand situations that they used, everything surrounding Christian Bale's character, surrounding Hugh Jackman's character, just so well done. And then of course David Bowie. I mean, the fact that David Bowie is amazing in that movie is so good.
What do you think my choice is for number one?
Well, Fu brought it up earlier. I'm assuming your number one is Old Boy.
Yeah, you guys are right. Yeah, I disagree. I think Old Boy is the greatest twist in cinema history.
No, I said nah.
Have you seen Old Boy?
Of course.
Okay. I'm talking about the Spike Lee version.
That is the greatest twist in cinematic history. The fact that you are talking about Spike Lee, obviously.
No,
you're
I'm talking about the Park Chan-wook. That movie is an adaptation of a manga. Second movie in the Vengeance trilogy, and I do think it is a masterpiece of film. The twist is, for those of you who don't know, he gets locked up into a room. He doesn't know why, and he's in there for how many years? Like 7 years. 7 years, and he gets put out. He gets just randomly released one day, and he falls in love.
Looking mangy too.
He's very mangy, and he just falls in love with a girl, and he ends up having sex with her, and it ends up being his daughter.
That is the twist.
And it's fucking brutal. And it's a great movie. Not the best in the Vengeance trilogy, though. That's Lady Vengeance, but it's number 2.
Well, first of all, is that all about Old Boy for you?
Yeah, it's a perfect movie. Go watch it.
Have you heard how many people are gushing over the new Park Chan-wook film?
Yeah, it's supposed to be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he can't make a bad movie.
That's true.
He can't make a bad movie. What does John say? My experience with Old Boy is ruined in college because we had to read an essay ahead of time about the Oedipus.
About the Oedipus complex.
Oedipus? Get those college words out.
That sucks. So yeah, it ruins the twist for you.
I was crazy about that movie when it came out on Tartan Asian DVD. Yep, Tartan Extreme. Back when labels had like very specific lines for very specific movies.
Well, and the Tartan Asian line, one of the guys that worked on that is now the guy that runs Third Window Films. And
is that him?
It's one of the guys, yeah. I think back on Tartan Asian, I think they had 3 people. And this guy's now doing all of Third Window by himself. And man, he puts his heart and soul into everything. The dude moved to Japan, and supposedly obviously like the big releases, like this Crazy Forest, Warped Forest, it's gonna sell great. Things like there was a like One Cut of the Dead, obviously sold really well for him, but some of these other like indie kind of art housey Japanese films, he has been saying like in the lifespan of his release, he might be lucky to sell 500 copies of it, which is depressing as shit.
Yeah, he also took the time to talk to me for an hour on the phone. Great guy. Love him. Buy all of Third Window Films releases. Fu says the Kim Kardashian sex tape had a hell of a twist. She got rich. Who saw that coming?
Well, you can't see anything coming when your back's to him.
Everyone loves a good comeback story.
Jeff wanted to bring up Psycho and the Crying Game. Psycho's obviously one of the best twists of all time. The Usual Suspects. I mean, who would see that Kaiser Soze is a pedophile? Oh, what twist?
I mean, so's David Bowie.
I mean, yeah. So is like 98% of everything, basically, is what we're all hearing. We're the 2%.
Okay. Well, it looks like all 15 of our chat are then. That's awesome.
I'm talking about Hollywood-wise. The fact that we still get so many freaking stories is ridiculous.
It is crazy.
Any other twist films that you wanted to bring up?
From Dusk Till Dawn. I'm surprised I didn't put that on my list. That is such a good twist. There's literally a bar called the Titty Twister in that movie. Man, what a twist though! It's like a normal heist movie, and then they go to
a completely different movie.
It's so awesome. Seven, yep, Seven's a good twist. That's a brutal twist. That's a depressing ass twist. I wanted to for a while. I wanted to make like an ad for Filippo's of me like walking out of the restaurant with a pizza, and then just cuts to Brad Pitt being like, "What's in the box?" And be like, "Brad Pitt, it's Filippo's pizza," and then he's just like, "What's in the box?" And I'm like, "It's Filippo's pizza, Brad Pitt."
I'm glad you didn't make that ad.
Why? It'd be funny.
Jeff mentioned Chinatown. I may be going to see Chinatown next week in the Aero Theater.
With Jack Nicholson?
Yeah. And speaking of Friedkin, it is double featuring Chinatown and then Sorcerer.
Oh, speaking of Nicholson, a good twist is The Departed. Where
Oh, yeah. Great twist.
For no reason, he drops the N-word in the first 15 seconds of the movie, and then there's not a single black person in that movie. That's a twist. That's so unnecessary. Have you seen that recently?
Probably the year before last.
Dude, it's so unnecessary.
The movie still freaking slaps.
Just hard R first 15 seconds, and then no black people.
It was just Jack Nicholson like, hey, you got to put this in the script, okay?
Would it be funny if the movie Straight Outta Compton, instead of, fellows with attitudes, it'd be they were all like really nice. That'd be a good twist.
Hello, sir.
Hello, pardon me, sir.
All about that blue line.
Hey, you told me no problem.
It is a parody of the movie.
Uh-huh.
Coherence. What a great movie. Yeah.
I saw a flag that had like a brown line that said the thin bread line. More delivery drivers are killed every year than people than cops, which is true.
Oh, I should have mentioned that one. Have you seen The Invitation?
Maybe.
With is it David Gordon Green?
What's it about?
It is a dinner party movie, and as the movie goes on, you find out that they are there as part of a suicide pact. Essentially, they didn't know that they were going to be a part of it, and the other people at this dinner did, and they were going to kill them. And then the end of the movie, they run out of the house, and they discover that all of the houses in LA, it's also happening. People are trying to kill others and have this giant suicide pact because it's some giant cult. It is such a great movie.
Huh, I'm about to watch that. That sounds good.
The Invitation is so good.
Mean Girls, they were just kind of dumb, not really mean.
Hell of a twist.
What twist?
What else is going on with you? Anything coming out in theater soon that you're excited about?
No. Nothing.
Next Friday, new Cronenberg.
That's true. I might go see that.
That's a big one. It comes out while I'm in LA, so Jeremy and I might go see it together if we get enough time. Can't wait.
Jeremy Long.
Comedian extraordinaire.
You know those goofy glasses with the big nose and the mustache?
Of course.
The thing about getting one, the next time he's on, I just put it on and go, "Hey, look, I'm Jeremy Long."
Funny enough, I think it's visible. Maybe not. Let me see. If I pan this over, I've got a Muppet, and he's got glasses with a fake mustache below it.
Yeah, it's Jeremy. That's just Jeremy Long.
And that's another shout out to my sister, because those glasses are from her from years ago.
Shout out to Ryan's sister. We love
Whose birthday
Ryan.
was yesterday, too.
How old is she?
She is 29.
Damn, you're old. Says the 30-year-old.
Yeah, it's true.
I am the coolest, she says.
Chester said, don't forget Sleepaway Camp.
Not even acknowledging that you're sisters.
That was on purpose, because you said he's the coolest. But really want to say Sleepaway Camp is freaking amazing. The first time you see that, if you don't know like that iconic scene at the end, genuinely thinking about it, that movie is so sadistic of what happened between the opening scene and that ending scene. It is crazy what that ant did.
I want to know, is your sister the one that's 6'7"?
I mean, she's tall. She's much taller than you, but that's not difficult. She's not 6'7".
She's much taller than me. That's not nice, Ryan.
I mean, what is the minimum height you would say is much taller than you? Realistically, don't be like, oh, 6'12".
5'10".
5'10" is much taller than you?
Yeah.
Okay, so then she's been much taller than you since like 7th grade.
Jesus Christ. I hate it. I hate it.
But then my other sister is taller than her.
Goddamn Amazon women.
Since 8th grade.
Question for you guys. What percentage of your collection is mainstream labels versus prestige / specialty labels?
That is a great question. Do you have an actual answer for that?
Probably like 1% mainstream labels.
Mine is a little bit larger because I like my wife likes a lot of the mainstream stuff, and not that I don't. It's just I would much rather watch a lot of these boutique titles. So I just took a picture of it, and for those that saw my my collection video on my channel last year, I I called this closet in this room my shame closet, and it has gotten out of control because I've ran out of space. And some of this front label is boutiques because I'm out of space for boutiques, but this is my current shame closet. So that is my mainstream collection and my TV shows. So I would say, oh, and then I guess I have a lot of mainstream horror in that one over there. So I would say probably 30% of mine is all mainstream titles.
Yeah, all of mine are obscure DVDs.
That's true.
I think I own like John Wick and like The Equalizer.
And that's the thing. Like I like a lot of different types of releases. So like The Equalizer, I've got that and the sequel in a steelbook.
That's cool. Those are good movies. Do you like John Wick?
I love John Wick. Yeah,
Which one's your favorite?
probably the second one.
That's the best answer.
I think the first one was good in solidifying like the lore, but it doesn't live up to the sexiness of the second one.
So fucking good. So good. Does anybody want to come over and watch John Wick with me?
John Wick 2 specifically.
My wife will not watch them again.
The colors in John Wick 2 are really what set that thing off for me.
Scolder. Hello.
What's going on, Scolder? My sister says Fresh has a really fun twist. Did you ever watch that? I mentioned that one to you, and you said you were going to. It was that one that was put out on Hulu.
Not yet. Not yet.
Absolutely should. Sarda says it depends on how old do you consider mainstream. I guess mainstream is probably not the right word there. I would say boutique versus studio releases. Because, I mean, a lot of the movies that are from boutique releases are like, this is an extremely mainstream movie, but this is clearly a boutique release of it.
Never heard of that movie.
Everybody dies. It's all right.
That's got kind of a twist.
Um,
Ambiguous ending.
and yeah, yeah.
We should do an episode on best heist movies. That's not Heat.
I think we did that.
Dude, best movies with ambiguous endings.
Maybe, but then when we get to number one, we just be like, well, you'll never know.
That's good. We do a top 6, so technically we're still doing a top 5. Then we just leave one empty. Yeah, boutique versus studio is what I'm thinking. I mean, I probably have more, honestly. It's probably like 2%, but all my stuff is just obscure Asians doing obscure shit.
Well, here's a different way to ask that for you over the last 3 months. How many of yours are bootleg versus actual releases?
Majority is still actual releases.
What percentage?
Bootlegs, I probably only have like 3% bootlegs.
You must have more titles than I thought. I thought you were down to like 1.5 major bookshelves.
And then an entire entertainment center.
Okay.
And then there's stuff stacked behind these books. So
That makes sense.
And then it's everywhere.
It is everywhere. That's how mine is. I've got stuff stacked in my window. Like almost my entire imprint collection is side up on my window.
Do you have every imprint release?
No, and when I say no, you're gonna be like, "Oh God, you basically do." I'm missing one, but it sucks. It really pisses me off.
What's the movie?
It is. This is great TV. My imprint release that I am missing is Sorry Wrong Number, and I think it's number 2 in the collection.
Is it hard to get?
Yes, if you're trying to get the limited release, it is. Yeah,
Just email them. Be like, hey, do you guys have this?
I wish they sent me that mug. Maybe they'll send me a slipcase.
I'm trying to think of like, what am I gonna do next with my collection? Because I'm done with Shaw Brothers. So it's just.
Well, I mean, let's check in. Has anything else happened with Giallo? You haven't mentioned much for a couple weeks on Giallo.
I haven't watched anything since I tried to do as much Shaw Bros. I tried to get done with the Shaw Bros movies, watch them all. So I do. Maybe that's it. I'm gonna collect every Giallo movie.
Whew. There is for a lot of people that are into this, and for people that love Vinegar Syndrome, they know about this. But I think it's either Brad Henderson or Justin LaLiberty. One of them has a really great Giallo list on Letterboxd, and it is rating like 430 of them.
Jesus.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Jesse says I have over 3,000 films on hard drives. Well, there's a zero missing, but I don't know if that comma is supposed to be there or if there's supposed to be another zero. So 3,000 or 30,000 films on hard drives, most foreign for me and not available physically. My physical collection is about 30% boutique. I mean, for how many you have, that's pretty damn good. And Sardis loves a lot of stuff, especially like anything related to sci-fi.
Really?
If it says space or alien or anything in the title, god damn, Sardis, 30,000. So I have over 30,000 films on hard drives. That's intense. So yeah, he loves like if a title in a film has space or like Mars or aliens or anything like that, he pretty much has to see it or has already seen it.
I was talking to Darren Wheeling on the phone, the art guy for Eureka, and he has a bunch of interviews of like Jackie Chan and stuff from TV that aren't available anywhere, and he put them on DVD-Rs, and then the DVD-Rs after 17 years started to rot away.
No.
Yeah. Sucks.
Dang. There are like Imprint and Indicator, they're both doing a lot of those old interviews, and I'm really glad they're doing that, and they're like subtitling them and everything.
Yep, I really do like Indicator. I don't think I own any Imprint.
Imprint is doing better than I expected, and the big thing with Imprint is a lot of their releases are either never on Blu-ray before or never on disc before, which is kind of hard to say for a lot of these other boutiques. I mean, you just showed One Armed Boxer. That's not even the first release from a boutique in the last 5 years.
I know. It's awesome. It's awesome. Sardis says he has over 200 Czech films from the 30s.
No subs. Jeez.
What the fuck are Czechs making movies about?
In the 30s? I'm sorry I stepped on your joke.
Was that a bad joke? That was a bad joke. But in the 30s, though, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's a lot. Kind of surprising.
Not to be shocking to anybody, but I have over like probably 500 Chinese movies. And easily double that in Japanese movies.
See, I didn't even think you had 1,500 titles.
Oh, I have easily probably 2,000, 3,000.
Nice.
I should count.
I should not.
I should count, yeah.
I use the Blu-ray.com app to catalog everything, and for some reason, when I have sold stuff, like when I've upgraded something, I haven't deleted the old one, so mine is nowhere near accurate anymore.
What's it say on there?
It says, and the way they do it, they put your total number of releases, and then in parentheses next to that, they'll put the total number of movies. So they're going to be wildly different numbers. It says I have 6,178 releases, 7,974 movies, and it's probably significantly less than that. Probably like 300 or 400 less than that.
Holy shit.
Still, I mean, obviously, still a lot for sure.
You said significantly less.
And then I said
Your
300 or
context,
400.
it should be 2,000.
No, I've certainly not sold 2,000 items
That's wild.
or given away 2,000 items, whatever.
I mean, on this shelf alone, I probably have 150 films. I mean, 25 for Zatoichi,
Right.
6 there, 3, 2. There's so many.
And that's the thing that's great about some of these box sets. It'll literally be, the size of 2 or 3 cases, and it'll have like 8 films. So you get.
I really hope Chumbara's next.
Oh, that's one to bring up. Did you see the link I sent you earlier?
Oh, yeah. So if you guys don't know, Eureka is putting out Police Story 1 through 3 in 4K,
which is at least the third release of the first 2 Police Story movies, and the third one has not been given a Blu-ray release until now.
It's got a Blu-ray.
Not a good release.
Yeah, it's got a 4K and I think Hong Kong. So I'm excited to see how this looks.
That one is not a 4K release. It is a 4K restoration, and they branded it like a 4K release.
That's so stupid.
It is so dumb.
But yeah, I'm excited. Hong Kong, I mean, Police Story 3 Super Cop is great.
There's a lot of people upset, obviously, because they just picked up the first 2 from Eureka recently or Criterion. This is a set that a lot of people are probably going to say they don't need in 4K, but to get that third one in a much better release might be worth it for some.
I should make a video of me shooting my Criterion copy.
I don't know if it's still out there, but you remember the old Verizon chocolate phones? It was like one of the first slide up phones. I had one of those when I was, it was like, I was probably 20 or 21, and it started to glitch out, and they were sending me a free phone, and so I couldn't use it, and they were like, yeah, do whatever you want with it, and I was like, we should make a really cool video, and we did just the dumbest shit with it. Like, we microwaved it, we put it in a bowl of water, we did all kinds of stuff, and then the end of it, the climax was I went and put it on a shooting range and shot it, and did it in slow motion.
What kind of gun?
Basically a little pellet gun, but it was like a 9mm. It, for some reason, it had a scope. It was the most ridiculous gun I've ever seen.
Guns are pretty cool.
It's a rough day to say that.
That was a genuine mistake.
I have not heard this. Sean says Eureka got into trouble for adding the Japanese cut on their Blu-ray of Police Story, so it will not be included on the 4K. And I believe that Eureka release, the first one, has exclusive features, or the Criterion one does, one of the two. So either way, if you've got one of them, it might be worth keeping. But also it may not be.
So I think I found out why the Indian food made me really sick. They use a lot of peanut butter in their food.
There's a lot of peanut butter, yeah.
There's a peanut butter recall. I don't think they did it because there's water coming out of my ass.
There's been a lot of poop talk on this episode.
I almost sent you a picture of it.
I'm so grateful you didn't.
I might actually do that after the show.
I've already blocked your number.
I should send Jeremy Long a picture of it.
On that note, guys, thanks for hanging out tonight. I love movies with twists, so this was a fun one for me to try to boil down to 5 titles. And I also noticed these are all pretty new. I mean, I don't think any of mine, none of mine came out pre-2000.
I think my oldest one was 99.
Crazy. Fight Club is the oldest film tonight. That's wild. Usually we talk about some old movies.
We should
That is-
let's do a part 2.
We should do a part 2 all pre-2000s.
Pre 95 and before.
What if one of mine is perfect and it's 97?
The 97 and before.
I don't have it in mind. Yeah, we'll revisit this soon. Probably not in the next few weeks, but yeah, we'll put it on the list to do a part 2 pre-99.
Well, I love you guys, all 17 of you.
Thanks for hanging out tonight. You guys are amazing. Thanks, Sardis. I was not really looking forward to my trip next week. Genuinely, I was like, oh, I hate traveling, and I've not really been looking forward to it. But stuff has been really shitty lately, so I'm kind of eager to get away.
Could you imagine if I had hair like this?
Yeah, you probably had that in like 2007.
Dude, I look like John Stump.
John's watching. Love you guys.
I love you,
Have a
John.
good night.